Dr. Tamar Chansky, and today we're talking about how to take charge of your relationship with worry. You may think, wait, am I in a relationship with worry? And that's the beginning of making it better, is realizing that even though worry just, is part of the human condition in some ways, that when we have doubt, uncertainty, fear about a situation, that the first thing that jumps in are all the what ifs. But where we go next with those thoughts, that's really up to us. And there are many things that we can do to improve our relationship, and like any healthy relationship, to set boundaries with our worry and make sure that we're taking care of ourselves first. So here's some quick ideas. Number one is to relabel or stamp those moments when you are worrying as worry moments. Worry has such authority, speaks with such authority in our heads that we can think that this is just how things are going to be and heed the messages of the worry, and really what we need to do is downgrade it. So the best thing, because it's unreliable, think about it. Think about, the last 10 things you've worried about and how they actually turned out. I'm pretty sure you will find, as we all do walking the planet, that the predictions that worry comes up with to try to protect us become the problem because they're so off base. So step one is really relabeling the worry and saying, this is worry, it's unreliable, it's a false alarm. And some people give it a name, the nag or the critic or, disaster guy, whatever it may be. Humor can be helpful to just separate, not let worry kind of masquerade and get the same privileges as our more rational thought, which really, those thoughts deserve more of our attention. Another step is what I call fact-checking, but really it's about cultivating the two-track mind. Once you recognize that it's worry talking to you, see that as one feed or one track in your mind, and what you want to have is an alternative to that, which is more realistic. So you can take each of the thoughts that your worry is putting out to you and check the facts, kind of give it a true false test, come up with a more accurate picture of what you're predicting is going to happen. Because remember, it's not the thing that's the problem, the interview, the date, the email that you're afraid to open, the dog. It's really what your worry is telling you about it. More time worrying doesn't lead you to better results or more clear thinking. It just makes you more stressed. So if you can kind of stop at one and not add, to the worries, and stop at one or a couple, fact check those, you'll be in much better shape. Compartmentalize your worry too. If you're kind of in the throes of a big decision or a stressful situation, worrying 24/7, again, will not make you more effective. You'll feel just really stressed and exhausted. So you can designate times where you're going to think about that situation that you're facing. And if your worry comes in at other times, let it know that, you'll be back to it at 3:00. One thing that happens with worry for all of us is that we lose perspective. Again, it's so oppressive in a way that the worry thoughts that we have, that we forget our better judgment or our wisdom in a sense, listening to these dire predictions. So a strategy to get some distance from that is to consult other sources. I call this the possibility panel, where you think about 4 people. They could be, Oprah, the Dalai Lama, your grandmother, a fictional character, whatever it may be, whoever it may be. You can even write those names down, just put it on a sticky note on your computer. And when you're in a difficult moment, run your thoughts by those people in your mind. You don't even have to get in touch with them would be great, but most of us cannot. But just think about those people and what they would tell you. Have they been in that kind of situation? What would they tell you about it? Just the act of pivoting out of worry mode into, thinking mode, you will feel better, but you'll also borrow the wisdom that you are generating yourself, but through this kind of side door, which is a wonderful way to move out of worry mode. Finally, this is an age where we talk a lot about mindfulness and kind of sitting and calming our thoughts and being with our thoughts. And it's really important that when worry is coming, that, when you're having worry thoughts, that in a sense you're saying yes to it, not agreeing with it, but you're not in a fight with yourself about it, that you say, yes, this is what's happening now. I'm having these worries and that's okay. I'm going to deal with it constructively, the way we've discussed. But sometimes sitting still is not the way to go at that moment. What you may find if you've been in a worry state and you just have so much adrenaline running, that the best thing to do is to get moving. Any little thing that you do, it could be that you go out for a walk, it could be that you go out for a run, do 20 jumping jacks somewhere safely, and two things happen. One, you're changing the chemistry in your body. You're kind of working off that adrenaline that will help you to feel calmer. You're giving that energy kind of an outlet rather than sitting there just like feeling it. But also, when you just are willing to get up and move, you see other things. You run into somebody, you see something out the window, the bird, the this, the that. And that's another way that you shift into a better perspective and often a better mood. So don't feel like you have to sit and kind of, solve this worry in that moment. Often just being willing to get up and move will help move you along in that process. So there's some ideas. Please know that you are in very good company. There is not one person on the earth who does not experience worry. This is part of these big brains that we have. We have the capacity to think ahead, and the way we're wired, we generally don't think ahead positively. That's something that we have to cultivate. So this is basic operating principle for navigating life, is recognizing when worry is happening and being prepared with lots of things to do to put it in perspective and not let it be by any means the sole voice guiding you, because it's not where you get your best work done. So as always, thank you for listening. More ideas on my website, tamarchansky.com. And absolutely, here's to less worry all around.